We're starting early. Don't say anything bad. I know you like to curse up a storm when we're not.
3 minutes early.
I know. I'm starting early.
All right, go ahead.
So for those of you listening, right? Get your notes ready.
I don't have any notes.
Oh, yeah. You do this by heart?
Yeah, I do it by memory.
Okay. Well, let's see what's going on here. It's live. We're live. Everything's good. Sound is good.
Okay. Sunday morning, and look who's here. We look. We had an all-point bulletin yesterday, looking for Unholy Toledo, and here he is. He's here.
Was he not here? Oh, he must have been out yesterday. Well, he posted.
Yes, I'm here live from Trade Show Hell. There you go.
All right. Myrtle Beach is fantastic. How hot is it there, Turd? I bet it's really hot, but it's still a beautiful place to be. We love Myrtle Beach, don't we, Leonard?
Yes, we do. Trade Show Hell. Wow. There you go. Nice to have you with us, and good morning, everybody. And the trade deadline is Tuesday. I'm not expecting any big name to be traded or any big trades.
No, that was my answer. You were going to ask me who
Hold on a second. You
stole my answer.
I do think that there will be... All right, I'm sorry. I do think that there will be a big name traded. Okay?
Well, you do?
Yes, I do. Who do you think is going to be traded?
Nobody.
Nobody big.
I sure hope... I don't know. If Malpal would come to chat room, he said something about Bauer yesterday that he doesn't have to be signed by August 1st, like the trade deadline.
Oh, really?
So,
I really think that Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is the guy that's going to be traded. I think he'll be on the line. I think Toronto... I just have this feeling that he's the one. I don't have any inside information or anything like that, but I do believe that it's going to be Vlad.
All right.
Right? It's not going to be Daniel Ferrara because he's in the chat room, I think.
There's hardly anybody here today. What did we do? Did I piss everyone off or some shit? Unholy's here. You never piss him off.
Yeah.
Because he's great. And Turd is here. He never gets pissed off because you could pretty much say anything and he won't be offended. Data Premier still likes us.
There you go.
And the rest is nothing.
I don't know. I think we may have did something wrong.
I chased off more of our friends, Leonard.
You think you did?
Maybe. It's okay if we did.
I don't think it's you. Let's put it that way. Okay?
Not this time.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, Unholy Toledo was here yesterday, but he missed
Triple
Friday.
Play, he's here.
Okay.
James K is here.
All right. Good morning
Tommy Johnson is back.
Good morning to all you guys. Nice to have you with us. The Astros are,
I got to go turn the air on.
Okay, even though we're not going to talk about all the rumors, because, the rumors are just what they are. They're rumors. Very few people really... The only time somebody has something definite is when it's definite, okay? So Kenny Rosenthal's good, all these guys, but a lot of them are talking about the Astros going after Kikuchi and Flaherty. Those are the two guys that the Astros are going after, and I really believe... All right, you want to talk about your Mets? Cody Senga.
I don't know who they have for prospects.
Cody Senga on the 15-day injured list with a left calf strain after he missed the first 4 months of the year.
Wait, isn't he going to miss the whole season now?
He's going to miss it.
15 days, who cares? He's going to be...
He's going to miss the whole season.
Yes. He's missing the whole season. Left calf strain.
Wait a second. James Caplion is here, and he's listening from Alaska.
Oh. He said he's going out of town.
I know.
King Hap.
Okay.
So King Hap, in his league, traded Volpe for Corbin Burns. Does that sound fair?
I think Volpe is an interesting case. He started off great. He's a youngster, and as I say many times, everybody's got a time where they're going through a streak. Volpe had his streak early in the year, And I think King Hap, if you traded Volpe, you made a great move.
And he got Burns back.
And
Corbin Burns.
Corbin
Is that
Burns.
a fair trade?
No. Okay. No, I mean, it's a fair trade to make. You can't
take it.
No, you can't say anything about it other than King absolutely got a great deal out of that.
So I will give a little context here because there is some context to be had, and
Yes.
it is always the right thing to do, even though that trade just looks ridiculous on the surface. Both of these teams, the playoffs are starting in a couple weeks. The guy that made the trade with Hap is one win away from getting into the playoffs. Now, he apparently needs some stolen bases, or this is not a points league. This is a category league. It's a head-to-head category league, and apparently this guy is in need of what Volpe can give. However, it's just, on the surface, it's really hard to swallow, but there is some context here, so it's not as ridiculous as it looks, but it's still, if I was in the league, personally, I would vote against the trade. And
you can't vote against that trade.
Yes, because...
And it all depends who Volpe is replacing. If he's replacing a zero, it's a good trade.
What about Corbin Burns when you lose Burns?
Corbin Burns is a good player.
And also, what about if you're in the playoffs? This is a head-to-head league, so playoffs matter. Like, this is the situation where I would be looking at it from. I'm about to go into playoffs, and this could literally knock me out of the playoffs if this King Hap gets Corbin Burns, and then I'm out of the playoffs when I led the league all year long, right? So It's like, that could really affect me, and the guy that traded away Burns is not even guaranteed a spot in the playoffs, and so it's almost like he's helping King Hap to win the league.
Well,
but
at this point of time, you have to tell the league how it helps you make the playoffs. If you can't say why this trade is going to help you make the playoffs, then the trade should be voided.
Yes, you're in the playoffs, but this other guy is not in the playoffs, and also now you are in the playoffs, and if I had to face you in the playoffs and now your team is unbeatable, you get the opportunity to vote on trades in this league, and I'm just saying I wouldn't cause a big stink, but I would vote against it personally.
Okay.
There are other factors, as I mentioned. Boston Paul wants me to be clear. There's other factors besides just the two players. But on the surface, King Hap got the very good side of this deal.
Okay.
All right, now let's talk about Kodai Senga again, who's already missed the first 4 months of the year due to injuries in his right shoulder and triceps, and now his season is over, right?
Yeah, that's right. He's now almost certain not to reach the 400 innings pitched that he needed before the end of 2025. He's at 171. So he can't opt out of his contract. Senga will be under team control through at least 2027 at $15 million a season. But before we continue, let me ask the chat room a question. Let's get the chat room involved, all right? Everybody's a little tired today on a Sunday, and I'll throw this out there, and you have one guess. And how many Gold Gloves does Mike Trout have? Okay, how many times has Mike Trout? Okay, how many times has Mike Trout won a Gold Glove? All right. I just want to see if anybody's paying attention here. Unholy Toledo say, oh, Big Al and the prowl. You know, I thought this would go on and on. Big Al on the prowl. Oh my goodness gracious! Mike Trout has never won a Gold Glove. Is that unbelievable? It surprised me.
What?
Mike Trout has never...
Well, maybe he's not good defensively. Did you ever think of that?
He is good defensively, but he's never
Just
won
kidding.
a Gold Glove.
I don't really know either
That's
way.
all. All right, all you White Sox fans, you know, for the White Sox to finish above 500 this season, They must have 55 games remaining. They have to go 55-0 to finish above 500.
Did you already talk about Kodai Senga's contract?
Yes.
Okay, I was busy fighting in the chat room.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. So you mentioned the fact that Kodai Senga is now under Mets control for a long time to come because of this.
That's right.
All right, moving on. Carlos Estevez, we talked about just yesterday.
Yes.
About how he's on the trade block for sure. And he's now going to the Phillies, okay? So that was a great move for the Phillies. I hope he does well there. And they traded away George Klassen and Samuel Aldegiri.
Yeah.
Aldegiri, go ahead.
Well, he had a 2.2 ERA. He had over 100 strikeouts and 78 innings. He's not a bad pitcher. And this kid Klassen was under
2 ERA and 89 strikeouts.
Yeah, the point is that these are two good prospects. Even though their names are not household names, these are two top prospects that they got in exchange for Carlos Estevez, which is exactly what the Philadelphia Phillies needed. They needed a closer, and now they got one, okay? So there you go.
With a weak bullpen and a bottom 5 record in the majors, save chances are going to be limited for Colorado. And, you know, they have this closer by committee approach anyway.
Yeah, in Colorado, yes.
And we're going to talk about the Mets for sure. We're going to talk about Winker for sure, right? Tyler McGill, Sean Manaea, Jose Quintana, David Peterson, and Luis Severino.
Yep.
Aside from the need to manage Severino's innings with a 6th starter, they just have to find an upgrade by the trade deadline. Now, I got to ask you, do you really think they need? Is this an objective opinion here that they need to monitor Severino's innings? He has pitched a full season in his career.
I am shocked that the Mets pitching staff is keeping them in contention. McGill got clobbered yesterday. Manaea is good one day, terrible the next. Quintana, good one day, terrible the next.
But do they need to limit Severino's innings? Okay,
I don't know.
Give me a break. Is that their biggest problem? Severino doesn't need to be limited, in my opinion. If he's healthy, throw him out there. But they could use guess who?
Who? Who could they use?
Trevor Bauer.
Trevor Bauer, all right.
Even though he got shelled the other day,
well,
right?
You talk about your Trevor Bauer. You know, at the beginning of the year...
You love Baez,
for
right?
the last couple of years, I've been touting Javier Baez.
And you've been wrong.
And I've been wrong, and I've been, I've been culpable. I've been telling everybody, Baez, I don't have to tell you, you heard me. But now I am standing on the soapbox. He has homered in 3 straight games. There you go. All right. So, and another trade. The Blue Jays traded. He's not a rookie yet. I keep calling him a rookie. Nate Pearson, 6'6" right-hander.
He sucks. Because you know why you keep calling him a rookie?
Why?
Because he hasn't done anything.
He hasn't done anything. You're right. Okay. So they traded Nate Pearson. The return was a couple of young players. But anyway, Pearson was supposed to be a pretty good pitcher. And he pitched 41 innings this season. He's got a 5.6 ERA.
He sucks.
So he
how's he a good pitcher, Leonard?
He was supposed to be, is what I said. He'll be under the Cubs' control through 2026.
Okay, that sucks for the Cubs. Sorry about your loss here.
Yes,
it's addition by subtraction.
And then,
for
of course, the Yankees come up with Jazz Chisholm.
Zelmo's here.
How about that?
Good morning to Zelmo and Malpal.
Craig Mish reported it yesterday really early.
Yeah, Jazz Chisholm to the Yankees. What do you think of that?
Oh.
The Miami fans are not pleased. They really liked Jazz Chisholm, and when he left the ballpark, he shook everybody's hand as he was walking out of the ballpark. He is a fan favorite because of his antics and his personality, and he brings a lot of passion to the game, right? So we'll see how the Yankees look. Basically, the bottom line is this. If you hit well, the Yankees fans will adore you. If you don't hit well, the Yankees fans will boo you at their first opportunity.
And Chisholm's going to play second base. They gave up a 22-year-old catcher who hit 20 home runs in the minors. So
So they got 3 prospects. The Red Sox got 3 prospects in return. They got catcher Agustin Ramirez, 22-year-old catcher. He hit 20 home runs in the minors this season, so he's not bad. And 2 other prospects for Jazz Chisholm. Boston Paul, of course, is complaining about the fact that the Red Sox didn't get anything back for Jazz.
And Big Al on the Prowl predicts that.
No. I'm sorry. I apologize. Boston Paul is complaining because the Yankees got Jazz and the Red Sox got turd.
Who's got?
I apologize.
Chat room. What player has the most game-winning RBIs this year?
Big Al on the Prowl says Jazz will be hurt by Labor Day and on the injured list. What do you think of that?
Maybe. I wouldn't doubt it.
All right, trivia.
What player has the most game-winning RBIs this year?
Yes, let's go, chat room.
Who's got it? All right, let's get the chat room awake. It's kind of a lazy, hazy, crazy day of summer. Roll out the pretzels, beer. All right.
Beer?
Well, I don't know what it is. But, and you know what? I've been a Braves fan. And
You've been a Braves fan. How's that feeling for you this year?
Well, losing Strider, losing Acuna, and they've lost now Harris for 2 months.
Michael Harris out 2 months now almost. And believe me, the Braves Twitter is very sad. And they're trying to come up with any way to be positive.
Yep.
So the answers in the chat room, we have Boston Paul says Paul Goldschmidt. He's hoping it's Paul Goldschmidt. Leonard Donaldson says Yanier Diaz. Boston Paul guessing again, Jazz Chisholm or Freddie Freeman. Unholy says Witt Jr. And Tommy Johnson just says the Pirates need to make a move, and they don't.
And they don't.
And keep guessing because none of those are them. The most game-winning RBIs this season so far. Now,
it's 15, by the way.
It's 15 game-winning RBIs for this hitter.
Yeah. Okay.
So what about the fact that the Mets are doing so good and they have had so many injuries, including Senga, obviously the biggest, Nunez, Bader, Marte, Francisco Alvarez, Scott, David Peterson, McGill, Sean Reed-Foley, Garrett, Mauricio, Drew Smith, Luke Raley, Hartwig, and Fujinami. And they're still in contention. They're right where they want to be. They need to make another addition before the trade deadline. I don't know if they need to sign Bauer.
Well, you know something? I made a prediction early on that the Yankees were going to go into the tank.
All right, we have some more guesses. Come on, everybody. Big Al says J.D. Martinez for the most winning RBIs. No. Turner, Trey Turner? No. Come on. Mitchell's here now. Mitchell, we got Mitchell in the house. He's going to get it, I bet. The most game-winning RBIs this season, Mitchell. Smarty. that was a real.
But
that
I will tell you, I went out there and I said the Yankees are gonna be in the garbage.
I bet Mitchell gets this in one guess.
And part of it has to do with their pitching. Would you be quiet so I could talk?
Malpal got it.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Malpal, there you go.
Good guess, triple play. He said Rooker, but Malpal got it. It's Aaron Judge. Sorry, right. Mitchell, you took too long typing.
Now the answers are coming up. I think the Mets, with this pitching staff, Quintana, Minaya, Peterson, McGill, I think the Mets are going to finish at the bottom of their division.
How can they literally?
That's a terrible pitching staff.
They might add, okay.
And now that they've lost Cody Senga, they lost Christian Scott. They're
in trouble.
They're in a lot of trouble.
Mitchell does bring up a great point. He talks about the Dodgers. I wish Captain Danny was here today to relish in the Dodgers' misery. They're sitting on their asses watching all the relief pitchers go off the board, and they've spent $1.5 billion, and they have no bullpen. The Dodgers. Plus, they were ahead 5-0 yesterday, and they lost the game. The Dodgers. And they got Freddie Freeman, who is just the best guy. He's out for family reasons. His son Max is hospitalized with some kind of virus. Yes. And Freddie Freeman he hasn't missed any games this year, but the Dodgers did put him now on family leave because his son Max is in the hospital. But Freddie Freeman, as much as I can't stand those Dodgers, how can you not like Freeman?
Well, how could you not like the Dodgers being competitive without Walker Buehler, without Yamamoto, without Gonsolin, without Graterol, without Dustin May, without Emmett Sheehan, without Michael Grove? That's pretty good for the Dodgers to maintain this status.
Boston Paul says you should be nice to me.
I am nice to her.
You treat me as good as I treat you, right?
2:30 this morning. I didn't wake her up.
Lenny was up at 2:30 in the morning.
I was up at 2:30.
Wide awake. Okay, wide awake.
Are you kidding me?
Wide awake. All right, so the biggest question of the day is which contending team is not in on Tanner Scott?
Yeah.
Everyone is making trade offers to Miami for his services. That is Scott, right? Tanner Scott we're talking about?
That's correct.
And get this. This is a great nugget. If the season ended today, 3 of the 5 American League Central teams would make the playoffs, which is just unbelievable because of how bad. Well, obviously that division is not as bad as it was last year, but it's very surprising to hear that 3 of the 5 American League Central teams, you have the Guardians, they're fine, obvious. You have the Tigers, the Twins, and the White Sox.
Yep.
The Guardians, the Tigers, the Twins, the White Sox, and the Royals.
Yeah.
And the ones that would make the playoffs are clearly the Twins, the Royals, and... Wait, is the Royals? Who is it? It's the Guardians and the Twins. And who else? It can't be the White Sox.
No.
And it can't be
the Tigers. No, it can't be the Tigers either. But it's going to be very interesting to see if that happens.
Yes.
And
all right, so A's are telling teams that they're reluctant now to trade Brent Rooker. He's got a 948 OPS. They're also reluctant to trade J.J. Bleday, who has 30 doubles. And like we talked about yesterday, there's only 3 teams that have hit more home runs than the Athletics.
Right.
And it's the Yankees, the Dodgers, and the Phillies.
Right, but the big deal for the A's is the health of Mason Miller. Mason Miller, boy, if they could trade Mason Miller, everybody needs Mason Miller, okay? But it doesn't look like they're going to be able to do it. So
we have guest Steve-O in the chat room.
Who's that?
Steve-O.
Steve-O. Guest Steve-O. Nice to see you.
Steve-O.
Laura is here. There
Laura.
You go.
Good morning to Laura.
Laura.
She slept in yesterday.
Yeah, Mount Pal, the whole deal. Everybody's here. Thank you. I will tell you, we did not think we'd have a big chat room today, okay? Just didn't think so. And look at it. There you go.
Because none of our students are early, okay? They're tardy every day.
Just loyalty. Anyway, you're going to have to pay attention to this giant player, Tyler Fitzgerald.
We talked about him yesterday.
Yeah, we talked, but you got to talk about him because he is just having a phenomenal year. His last 9 games, he's batting .452 with 7 homers. And I'll tell you something, you got to appreciate this kid. He's got 8 home runs, by the way, in his last 10 games. All right, and over that stretch, he's batting .429. He's just a tremendous player. And here's the question: does anybody believe that Tyler Fitzgerald is a player, or you think he's just going through a streak right now? How much are you going to pay for Tyler Fitzgerald next year?
It depends on what he keeps doing. He's on a tirade right now.
Yep.
He's on a tremendous heater. And yes, he's got all these home runs, but I guarantee people are overpaying for this guy. Should we look at what he did in the minors?
Oh, yeah.
Is he even a rookie?
In the meanwhile, I'll remind everybody that T.J. Friedl...
that guy has ruined my season, okay? I don't like him anymore.
Well, he was arguably the Reds' best player last year.
Right.
And they'll have him back in the lineup. It'll be a welcome sight for the team.
Ryan Fitzgerald is 30 damn years old. Okay? Ryan Fitzgerald.
Oh,
He's
yes?
30 years old.
Oh, okay.
For crying out loud, he's never made it to the majors, okay?
Okay, skip it.
Please.
He's hot. Having a hot streak.
Yeah.
But Friedel hasn't been able to catch a break, saddled with 3 separate injuries. He's played in all but 20. He's played 26 games. He's got minor league options, and let's see what happens. And here's the guy that they had to cut, Rhys Hines. He's got just 1 hit in his last 12 at-bats, striking out 5 times. So Rhys Hines, everybody remember Rhys Hines? He had such a big couple of days, and everybody went out and spent the ranch on Rhys Hines. He's still a pretty good player, but Rhys Hines is now in the minor leagues.
Yes, he is. And he was one that we were talking about over and over about how great he was, right? Now he's in the minors because he has, what's it called? Options.
Yes. Now, the Mets are acquiring Jesse Winker from the Nationals. Okay, he's hitting 257. He'll be a good fit for the Mets.
Yes, we love it.
Yeah,
Right? Laura, we love it.
It was between Winker and Michael Conforto. And I really thought they were going to bring Conforto back. But Jesse Winker is back. Nice pick and whatever. What'd you say about Fitzgerald?
He's old and he's not a rookie, and he's not going to keep this up. He only had 8 home runs in the minors this year, and he had like 12 all season last year.
He's hot.
He's never made it to the majors till age 30, so he's hot, and that's it.
He's batting .408 with 7 home runs and 3 steals in his last 49 at bats.
Will Jesse Winker run? That's the question of the day.
Jesse Winker
is he too old to run?
Yeah,
Isn't he like 35, 36 now?
He's never been a runner. Okay?
He's a power guy.
He's a hitter.
Okay.
Jesse Winker's a hitter. All right?
Will he run?
Not a home run guy.
Will he bat leadoff?
He'll steal. No, he's not going to bat leadoff. He'll steal a couple of bases, but Jesse Winker's the hitter. You mentioned Freddie Freeman. He's going to be placed on emergency family leave, and we're all praying for Freddie Freeman. Now, I took a look at the top 10 dynasty first basemen, and I'll tell you something. I'll read the names, and then you tell me what you think. All right, Bryce Harper. All right, he's Bryce Harper. Vladimir Guerrero, Freddie Freeman. Now, those 3 are, I'll say, at least adequate. But then, after the 3 first basemen, you got Matt Olson, Pete Alonso, Tristan Casas, Josh Naylor, and Cody Bellinger.
I saw Pete Alonso on the commercial for the Tunnels to Towers commercial.
Oh, is that right?
It makes me happy.
First base is a disaster. So you got Alonso.
He's 31 years old. Sorry.
Okay.
Thanks, Triple Play.
So next year, how do you deal with drafting a first baseman next year? I think you almost have to get a first baseman kind of early in the draft, right? Otherwise, you'll really be stuck with nothing. Although, how much would you pay for Matt Olson next year?
Winker has 14 already this year.
Right.
He never ran before this year.
Yeah,
but he's running now.
All right, but he's not a runner. How much are you going to pay for Matt Olson, who's having a terrible year?
I'll take him again, and I'll get a good savings on him, okay? I'm going to take him again.
And how much are you going to pay for him?
$25.
Matt Olson, $25? After the year he's having, you can probably get him for $18.
Okay, right? Then. I'll get him for $18. I said I'm going to get him at a discount.
One of the reasons I made the prediction of Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is that the Blue Jays are out there getting young players. They have acquired 7 young players via trades over the past couple of days. 6 are position players.
Yeah, Vladdy's gone. He's gone.
Yeah, so I think Vladdy's the guy. He'll be the big name. And he's not that big anymore, right? Really, okay? He'll be the big name. But the real big name is Blake Snell. And that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, what's up with Blake Snell? He's going crazy right now.
Oh, he was dominant yesterday against the Rockies. 6 innings. He struck out 15.
Good morning to Merrill.
15 strikeouts, a new career high. Name the last Giant pitcher to strike out 15 batters.
Lincecum? Am I right?
Yes. Oh, you guys are getting these questions answered
in
2 seconds. Lincecum. Andy, did you see the chat room?
No.
The chat room is overflowing. Look at this. I mean, Merrill, Mitchell, Notorious is here.
Stardog.
Timothy, Martino, Luna.
And Jeter.
Holy mackerel. Are you kidding me?
Say hi to Jeter.
Jeter, Luna. Tito, Luna. I'm a lunatic. How about that? You know? Love you guys. Thank you so much. Blake Snell, 15 strikeouts. Okay? He entered, and he has been so dominant. He entered the game having allowed only 2 earned runs over his previous 18
What is
innings.
that, 3 outings? It makes it sound like it's...
It sounds good, okay?
Okay.
He's due $30 million in 2025, but he can opt out and become a free agent this winter.
Nobody's taking him on, dude. He's going to be paid $30 million. It's a player option, so he gets to take it. And he's going to take it.
And the last San Francisco Giant to strike out 15. And here's the interesting thing. It was on today's date in 2009. Tim Lincecum. He was a pretty good pitcher.
All right, Malpal, what do you think of San Diego? They're getting pretty damn hot. Michael King has a 2.27 ERA over his last 11 starts. 77 strikeouts and 2 home runs allowed in 63 1/3 innings. Right? This is the team the National League should be worried about. Am I right? I got a really great guy that I follow on X. His name is Dan Clark, and he's a big Baltimore Orioles fan, but he talks about all the baseball teams, and he was really looking forward to Machado coming to town so he could dog on Machado. Macho Man, as I call him. But the Orioles got beat by the Padres and Mr. Manny Macho Man Machado. Okay? One of my favorites.
Tommy Johnson. He says we're doing an excellent job.
Thanks,
today.
Tommy.
I know that I am. I don't know. Is Andy doing a good job?
I stink. I'm just here for fun.
She's here for the looks. What about the Red
Good morning
Sox?
to Hulkster.
Oh, who's the Hulk?
You know who the Hulkster is.
He
He likes to wait till we're done talking about the White Sox and how bad they are.
You gotta wait. To talk about the White Sox. Is Daniel Ferrara finally in here? Yes, he is. Good morning, Daniel Ferrara. Now, the Red Sox.
Boston Paul likes to complain about Logan Webb. Every single day he complains about Logan Webb. But
Really?
when Logan Webb does good, which he does overall, he never ever gives him credit. So guess what? Just stop drafting Logan Webb, and I'll take him on my teams gladly.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, the Red Sox are trying to get a catcher, Danny Jansen from the Toronto Blue Jays. I'm telling you, Toronto is unloading. They're going to be unloading Vladimir Guerrero Jr. You could etch that in your kitchen table, and come Wednesday morning, you can call me up and say, "Legend, you did it again." Okay, you did it again. Well, all these writers, the beat writers, they're coming up with malarkey. All right, and bull dinky and poppycock. I'm telling you that Vlad is going to be traded. Okay, 631-406-7141. I'm hot as a rocket right now. So give me a call and congratulate me beforehand on the Vladimir Guerrero trade. He hasn't been traded yet, but it's going to happen, right? So there you go. 631-406-7141. Go, baby, go.
I'm sorry. I'm arguing with someone on Facebook.
Well,
now.
again, back to the Braves. With all their injuries, I thought they were going to acquire
Poppycock.
an impact starter. But
White Sox Al is here.
White Sox Al, good morning. They believe that Max Fried is going to return relatively soon.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Well, let's see what the phone means. Okay?
Who is it?
Who is it? Who calls us?
Okay, let's put it on speaker.
There he is. Good morning to the king of all hapless. Go.
Mr. Legend, Lenny Melnick, how are you today?
Okay, what's going on?
All right, now, I was waiting to hear the phone number come out because I wanted to give a call in because I wanted to make sure that I laid the groundwork for said trade we spoke about earlier because after I would like to get some input on it back from you.
Okay.
And Andrea, I am itching. I mean, worse than Boston Paul when he left the red light district. I am itching to hear what you got to say. Now, here it goes. I was approached about trading Volpe because I have players coming back off the injury reserve. Mookie Betts being one of them, who's going to play middle infielder for me. Mm-hmm. Now I trade out Boston Paul, who's upset about the deal because, of course, he wants to try to defeat me, which is going to be difficult. He's mad. He traded Volpe for Aaron Nola.
Yeah.
And if you could trade Volpe for Aaron Nola, which he's been traded twice this season, both for big game pitches.
And Volpe stinks, by the way.
But if you don't like Volpe, I understand. But if somebody has a guy who's at 49% ownership that he picked up off the waiver wire, playing his middle infielder position, his shortstop is a 52% roster guy. He's losing every week by, a couple of statistics in hitting. He's the strongest pitching team in our fantasy league. So he's one game from the playoffs.
Yeah.
He makes a move to solidify a position that he has a need at. Now, when you vote against trades in this fantasy league, you can't protect owners from themselves. It's only if you think it's collusion.
We're going to vote on this trade that King Hap made, and we're going to...
trade that has collusion written all over it.
Collusion is one thing. Stupidity is another.
Okay, right. So, here's my theory. I think obviously you got the best side of that deal. And I don't know what the dude is thinking giving up Burns. He probably could have got away with giving up a lesser pitcher. But when you add the context in that he does have the strongest pitching, this is a head-to-head weekly category league, and the guy keeps losing by a stolen base here or a stolen base there, then he's looking to get into the playoffs. Because at this point, all you need to do is get in the playoffs. I do not believe in vetoing trades unless it's absolute conspiracy with each other. And obviously this is not conspiracy for him to help you win. But to be honest, dude, if I was Boston Paul and I was going to have to face you in the playoffs, I would still vote against a trade just because I could, and hopefully some other people will keep you I don't know. See, that goes against everything I believe in.
It's just like Major League Baseball, where you make a deal to try to solidify and bump up another team that's in the running, which is exactly what he's doing on his side. He's trying to jump the two. He's got one game out of the playoffs. Yeah. If you make the playoffs, you don't have to pay to play for the season. Basically, you win back your entry.
Okay.
That's why we have the best podcast in history with guys like King Hap and Boston Paul. It's just phenomenal.
Well,
Thanks, King.
Lenny, I got one more question for you, sir, before I go.
Go ahead.
All right. So your Mets are out there making moves right now. Like you said, they bring in Winker. I think that's fantastic for him. I think that raises his ceiling playing in New York now. But my question to you is, what do you think the biggest shoes are yet to drop? Because I got a feeling we're going to see some enormous names moving from different locations. I mean, do you think that there's going to be that big name that changes homes right now? And I mean, if you had to guess,
no, I think Vladimir Guerrero is going to be the biggest name.
Yeah, I don't think anybody.
That's it.
Boston's rumored to be looking at to try to get Bichette from Toronto. Do you think there's any legs to that deal?
I mean, I have no idea. All the rumors are nothing more than rumors. But I take a look at what Toronto's doing, and I read a lot about Vladimir Guerrero, and it's my hunch. That's all it is, that Vladimir Guerrero is going to be traded. Thanks, King Hap. Love you, man.
Dude. Have a wonderful week. I will see everybody Tuesday night. Myself and Marty Cordova right here on the network talking with the 1995 Rookie of the Year. Wednesday night, Taco and myself. Thursday night, all three of us. We'll see you guys then. Thank you, Lenny.
Awesome.
Adios,
Thanks.
baby. That's the king of all.
He's doing Tuesday, Wednesday,
Yeah,
and
he's
Thursday.
doing it all. Okay?
And it's a great show, and you should find him. You can go and chat with him live on Twitch app. It's Happy Hour SC, or you could come here to the chat room. But we appreciate the happy hour. They talk all the sports. They have great interviews. They are fun guys. They play marbles, and it's just a good time all around.
Now, you know, Lewis Robert was one of my favorite players this year, and probably the most talked about player being traded over this trading deadline. But his first inning at bats for the last 3 weeks, he's 0 for 14 with 9 strikeouts. Lewis Robert, to me, may be the most disappointing player in Major League Baseball this year from a fantasy perspective, okay? That's Lewis Robert. Tyler O'Neill, he's been on fire. Tyler O'Neill, 441 average, 6 homers and 12 RBIs. He hit his 100th career home run. Remarkably, he's produced 3 multi-home run games over his last 7 contests. Okay? So, how about that? Tyler O'Neill turning out to be a much better fantasy player than I expected. That's for sure. So,
do you think Nola's a better pitcher than Logan Webb?
Aaron Nola?
Yeah.
Absolutely, yes.
No.
All right. What do you mean? Well, you know, they're both good pitchers. They both have streaks, and they're both pretty good. All right. Anybody else?
It just like you to take Boston Paul's side, isn't it?
631-406-7141. We're going to leave the line open.
Unholy says Luis Robert plays lazy. He plays without passion. Are you still a Luis Robert fan, Leonard?
I don't know. I haven't seen him play that much.
That's another junker that I drafted this year.
Uh-huh.
Luis Robert, what a junk.
You know, Royce Lewis has 28 career home runs.
That's all of us. There we are at Unholy Toledo's house.
Oh, where is that? He's putting that up there?
Scroll down in the chat room. You'll see it. It's great.
Yeah, there you go. That's right. We had a whole...
We had such a great day that day, okay? It was so nice. It's a great picture. Thanks for posting it.
And we're going to do it again.
It was 5 years ago yesterday, exactly.
Holy mackerel.
And we have a guy on the left what's his name? Remember him?
Oh, yeah, he passed away, yes.
We liked him
He did pass away. Great guy. All right. Anybody else? Any questions? Any comments? Anything? But as I was saying, Royce Lewis has 28 career home runs. The only players with more in their first 96 career games: Bellinger, McGuire, listen to these names: Gary Sanchez, Rudy York, Jose Abreu, Ryan Braun, Aaron Judge. Royce Lewis is in great company for hitting some home runs. How about that?
What a great day at Unholy's house.
All right, Andy, you got anything you want to say?
Just thanks to the chat room for making our Sunday great, and thanks for Boston Paul for arguing with me.
Big Al and the Proud, Dan's the Premier,
Hulkster,
Daniel Ferrara, King Hap, Laura, Leonard Donaldson, Mal Pal. Look at this.
And
Are
Tina.
you kidding? Tina. You got Merrill, you got Mitchell, you got Rotorius, SM King Turd, Star Dog, Timothy My Hooker, Tino Luna, Jeter Luna, Tommy Johnston, Triple Play, Unholy Toledo, White Sox Allen, Zilmo, and Boston Paul,
and Steve-O.
And Steve-O. And I'll tell you something, you guys are the best, all right? For a Sunday morning, we love you. And
it was Ken Coyote. That's who.
Oh, that's who it is, right.
Nice man.
And we'll see you. No, that wasn't Ken Coyote.
Oh, he says it. He says it.
No, Ken Coyote was a ball player. Right?
I forget his name, but it just sounds familiar.
Ken Coyote was a ball player.
Who was in the picture, Leonard Donaldson? We really liked him, too.
His name is Ken.
Ken.
Ken, but I forgot his last name. All right? But anyway... All right, anybody else have anything you want to talk about? Any questions? Anybody making a trade you want to run through us? Anybody else? Andy, what are you up to today?
Well, Mark is coming over, and I'm making him chicken fingers today for International Chicken Finger Day yesterday. I'm making him air-fried chicken fingers and fruit.
And on that note, we'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Thanks for joining us, and we love you.
Love you. Bye.